Hello, everybody. It's the Esau Gorilla, aka Vince. We're going to talk about the documents that are on your citizenship test. I wanted to break them down a little bit so you have a better understanding of them. The first document we're going to talk about will be the Declaration of Independence.
I am Thomas Jefferson, and I wrote the Declaration of Independence. And I am on a $2 bill, and if you flip it over, you can see me signing the Declaration.
Question is, what did the Declaration of Independence do? Well, pretty simple. It announced our independence from Great Britain. Most of you come from a country where you announced your independence from another country. If you're from Brazil, it was Portugal. If you're from Colombia, it was Spain. So it's the same thing here. King George kept making life miserable for the colonists. He kept asking for more and more. So quite a few of them decided to announce their independence. And this is a copy of the Declaration of Independence right here. Okay? One of the questions is, what are two rights in the Declaration of Independence? There's three answers, but you only need two: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I'm going to ask my cameraman to pan down a little bit, and if you can see the signatures, there are 56 signatures on the Declaration of Independence. Right in the middle, very bold, is John Hancock. Now, this might be one of those little myths of history, but apparently John was asked, why did you sign it so big and bold? And supposedly his answer was, so King George could read it without his glasses. Now, let me explain something. We consider these men patriots and heroes. King George considered them traitors. And I found out recently what their punishment was going to be. It was very harsh. They were to be hung until they were almost dead. They were to be cut down. Their insides were to be cut out and burned. Their head cut off. And then they were to be cut in 4 pieces. So let's be honest. Those guys are pretty brave people to sign this Declaration of Independence. Document that we want to talk about is the Constitution. But before we do that, one of the questions in your book is, the Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution, and they asked you for one of the writers. You have 4 answers. You have Alexander Hamilton, John Jay, James Madison, and a group of writers called Pugilists. Now, whatever one you want to pick is fine. But what these men said, after the Revolutionary War, there was the Articles of Confederation, which kind of bound the states together. But these men really wanted to make a United States. And to do that, you have to have laws. When you get your book, if you don't have it, the first question, the number one question is, what is the Constitution? Supreme law of the land. Gotta have laws. It's the glue, it's the foundation. Another question is, what does it do? Real simple. Sets up the government. Very easy answer. And the third question, I believe, is extremely telling about how these founding fathers felt about this new country they were building. The preamble, well, the question that you have to answer is, what are the first 3 words of the Constitution? We the people. That is so significant. Our founding fathers, had lived under a monarchy as colonists for Britain, and they really wanted to make sure that our new government was a government run and controlled by the people. The next question is, in your book, what is an amendment? The Constitution was written, and once again, this is where we use the verb written, not adopted. It was written in 1787. But there were some things they felt were lacking, and they wanted to protect the rights of individuals. So an amendment, simply, if you look in the dictionary, it's a change or it's an addition. So they added things. Now, one of the questions you're going to have to know, you just have to memorize it, how many amendments are there? And there are 27 amendments. Okay, one of the questions is, what are the first 10 amendments called? You're going to have to memorize the Bill of Rights. The First Amendment's also asked about in your questions, and it says, name one right or freedom from the First Amendment. They give you 5. And most of my students pick religion or speech. The other one are petition the government. The other one are assembly, which means you can meet and discuss the government. And the last one I think is extremely important, and that's press. Because we all know for a country to be free, it has to have a free press. The press basically is the watchdog. One really isn't a specific answer on your test, but I thought we would talk about this. Uh, we're going to talk about Benjamin Franklin, and one of the questions is, what did he do or what is he famous for? And they give you five. They give you first free libraries, first postmaster general, oldest member of the Constitutional Convention, and U.S. diplomat, and the writer of Poor Richard's Almanac. What is Poor Richard's Almanac? It's a really interesting book that talked about weather patterns and had many, many proverbs. Some of the proverbs were very interesting. A penny saved is a penny earned. But once again, I'm going to have my cameraman pan down, see if you can read my shirt, because this is my favorite Benjamin Franklin proverb. Beer is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy.
I am young Abraham Lincoln without a beard, and I am on the $5 bill and the penny, and I wrote the Emancipation Proclamation.
Young Abe told you about a document called the Emancipation Proclamation. The answer on the test when you take it, the Emancipation Proclamation do, the response is it freed the slaves. The good thing is that's a buy one get one free, because the question right before that, I'm not sure the number on your test, but it asks you about Abraham Lincoln and what did he do, and that answer is freed the slaves. For your test, I would like for you to try to put the Civil War, Lincoln, and the Emancipation Proclamation together real quick. The Civil War was the war between the northern states and the southern states. The main cause of the Civil War was slavery. Your book also mentions state rights and economic reasons. Lincoln was president during the Civil War, and the question about Lincoln is, what did he do? He freed the slaves. The Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves. He wrote that. You don't have to know it, but he did write it as young Lincoln told you. So that's the documents that are on your test. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you.